Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Another month has bitten the dust and I did not do a monthly favorites video in December because I was doing quite a few different favorites of the whole year and I just didn't want to inundate the entire list of videos for the month to be some type of favorites. So this is basically a current favorites, meaning it's going to span December and January. Quite a few of the products actually landed in January as far as when I found them, came to love them. I did post a go-to look lately about a month ago. I'll put it up in a card. And that honestly was probably my favorites for December. It was just something that I wore on repeat. So those were obviously favorites as well. I don't have a ton. I have a couple of skincare products that I do want to talk about in this video, but I have a lot of skincare products that I want to talk about. So I'm probably going to be doing another new skincare I've been loving lately video coming up soon. But for us skincare junkies, to tide us over until we get to that, I'll talk about these couple of products. The first was sent to me by a brand called Kinspo. I think that's how you pronounce it, K-N-S-P-O. And this is a K-beauty brand, and they have, as far as I can tell, only 3 products right now, and you can purchase them in a kind of set of 3. So they sent me this set. It includes a foaming facial wash, a gel moisturizer, and then these toner pads. I have tried the facial wash. I do like it. I think I'm going to like it more in the summer because it's not as moisturizing as some of the facial washes that I need this time of year when my skin tends to be a little bit more dry. And I haven't tried the gel moisturizer yet because, again, it is more suited to me in the warmer months. But these toner pads, I love. So when you open it, it has a little baby pair of tongs and a place to keep them in the top. And it comes with 60 toner pads. Now, a lot of people will say, what's the point of a toner pad? Why can't you just use a cotton pad? Why can't you just use your hands? Look, I have a lot of toners and a lot of essences. I use them in multiple steps in my routine. And for the majority of the time, I do use my hands. However, there are some times where I feel like a toner pad comes into play. So when you take them out, hopefully you'll be able to see this. See it's got like edges on it. It's kind of a textured side. And then when you turn it over, it is not. It's just smooth. So you can use these in a couple of different ways. I, most of the time, always use the textured side as a first step after cleansing. And the reason I like the textured side is because if I have any dry skin, this really helps very gently exfoliate it off of my face, where I don't feel like I have to go in with an actual physical exfoliant. I am simply manually exfoliating it off with something that also has hydrating ingredients in it to soothe it after the fact. If I didn't want to use the exfoliating side, I can obviously just use the smooth side, but you can also use multiple of the smooth sides, lay it across your face, and make your own face mask. I have not tried that yet with these because I really just like using them for that textured side to help gently exfoliate that top layer of skin. Now, these have lots and lots of good ingredients. I have not found anything active in these that disrupt any other products that I'm using in my routine, so I don't have to consciously think about, okay, I don't need to use this if I'm using vitamin C. I don't need to use this if I'm using retinoids. I use it whenever. It doesn't matter because it's really full of calming, soothing, hydrating ingredients. It has Centella asiatica, which is very famous in K-beauty, as it should be. It is a very calming, soothing ingredient, but it's also hydrating. You can find it in a lot of serums, ampules, essences, toners. It has aloe vera, which is very hydrating. It's got ceramides, which are very moisturizing. It has lactobacillus ferment, which is a probiotic that a lot of skincare products are using now, and it helps with just overall skin vitality. I love these things. So if you're someone who really does not like using a physical exfoliator in the form of like a product with scrubby things or beads or anything like that, I totally understand. This is a great alternative. You don't have to use them every day, but they're gentle enough to, especially because you have that smooth side as an option. This next product is a body product. This is from Bay Harbor Beauty. I've talked about Bay Harbor Beauty a lot. I love the body oils from Bay Harbor Beauty. I love the diffusers. I love the white tea body wash. Lots of favorites. Their gel moisturizer. They make really, really good products. This is a newer body product, and it's the Nourishing Body Cream. So it comes in this pretty good size jar. This is 9 ounces. Oh my word, y'all. I mean, I've used a good bit, even though it doesn't look like I've used a good bit, because you need the smallest amount of this stuff. It is extremely, extremely thick, but it has, again, chock full of amazing ingredients. Ceramides, which we've established are great for moisture and hydration. Dialmethyl hydroxyproline. Yeah, I know I butchered that. It says it's a plant-derived firming and moisturizing agent, which helps the skin become more supple and recover a more youthful appearance. Encapsulated hyaluronic acid, brown rice ferment, kokum butter, which is rich in fatty acids, and white truffle extract, which is soothing in the skin. But y'all, this is quite magical when it comes to compromised, dry skin. And I'm going to tell you, it is thick, okay? It takes a little bit of strength to really massage it into the skin, but oh my word. So here's how I use it. I don't use it everywhere. It's a little too thick for me to use it on my legs. I take a shower at night, so if I were to put it on my legs and then get into bed, it would be just too thick for me. I do use it on my arms because I see a lot of dry skin on my arms. If it hits the sunlight, I can kind of see the actual scaly look to the skin. I like mixing it with one of the body oils from Bay Harbor Beauty because it kind of just helps spread it a little bit more. But if you have severely compromised dry skin, which I always, every year when it gets super cold outside, I will get dry skin right here, kind of on my back, upper back side. It's basically where my bra hits, like this upper part. And it gets super dry and it hurts because my bra is hitting it and it's like aggravating it every time I move. And I have yet to find something that I can put it on at night and wake up the next morning and it is completely gone until I use this. It has been a savior for those super, super scaly, dry, almost painful patches on my skin, but also just for dry skin in general. Know that it definitely is thick, but it's worth it. I love this so much. Okay, let's talk about a few makeup items. I am very quickly going to go through this because my literal last video talked in depth about these two products. I did a full face of Make Beauty, which according to the comments, I was very late to the game on, and I was aware. I mentioned that in the video, but I purchased a full face from them, everything except lips. I really enjoyed everything except the mascara. These were two of my very favorites. The Diffusion Dew. This is their tinted or radiant skin tint. I talked about in that video how it is a little similar to like the Flawless Filter and e.l.f. Halo Glow, but it does have some differences to where, to me, this comes out on top. I use this mostly like a skin tint, as it says, but it could be used, depending on the color, as an actual highlighter, or you can use it as a primer under other foundations. You can mix it in with foundations. It is beautiful. I'm in the shade number 2. Someone made a comment about how one creator mentioned that it had glitter in it and that they could see it in the sunlight. I definitely cannot see it like looking really up close to it here. I'm putting it in my magnifying mirror and I can see what they're talking about. Very, very, very fine, but so fine that I need the 10 times magnification to see it. And definitely fine enough for me not to care because I love the way this looks on the skin. Just the right amount of coverage for me, just the right amount of luminance, radiance is what I really meant to say. It's great with the powder, not only the powder from Make Beauty, but all the other powders that I've tried on top of it. I really, really like this. Home run for the skin tint as well as the bronzer. I do have the bronzer on today. I do not have the skin tint because I am currently filming a comparison video, so I have something else on. but I've been using it quite a bit. And I do have this bronzer on, beautiful blue packaging. I love that color blue. This is in the shade Aura, and I mentioned in the video, there's a couple reasons why I like it so much. The formula is great. It's blendable. I like the color. It's not too heavy on my face. And while I love a bronzer, it is my absolute favorite must-have accessory to any makeup look. Like, I just feel like it really livens up the face. I also am going a little bit lighter on my bronzer than I have in the past, and this just works out to be the perfect color for me. I love the matte finish of it because I don't have to worry if I'm wearing something that is too luminous underneath. It's not going to make me look even more shiny, but it's not so matte that if I choose to wear a matte foundation that it's going to make me look more flat. It's pretty much perfect. A perfect bronzer, and I've been loving it. This has been the month/2 months of eyeliners for me. I used to never wear eyeliner, and I feel like it is something that now I wear every single day. A lot of the times it's all I will wear. I will prime my eyes, stick on some eyeliner, and that is my eye look. And these are the 4 eyeliners that I have been using the most on rotation. If you've been watching my videos the past couple of months, you already know what they are. The 3 black ones right here are from Victoria Beckham. These are, if you are someone who likes to smoke out your eyeliner, have a little bit of playtime with them, but know that they're gonna last all day once they do set down, these are the eyeliners that you want because they do have that playtime. They're called satin liners for a reason. They really are satin. They glide on the eye. There's no tugging, there's no pulling. They're absolutely beautiful, but you do have that option to smoke them out. I've used them in a few videos over the past couple of months, and there's one that I have been using probably the most. So this is Bordeaux, and then you have copper in the middle and cinnamon over on this side. The cinnamon is the one that I have been using the most because almost every day, except for that Make Beauty video that I did where I ended up using blush under my eyes, I have been using the cinnamon underneath my eyes instead of eyeshadow. I will just put like maybe a third to a half the way in. I will use a stiff synthetic eye brush and buff it out. That's what I have on today underneath my eyes. And I never have any issues at all with it fading throughout the day. It's the perfect amount of color for me. It's exactly the right amount of smoke that I like under my eyes. I'm honestly quite surprised that it's not shorter than it is for how much I have been using it. And then the Bordeaux and the copper are just ones that I have chosen to wear on my upper eye line. Again, a lot of times by themselves with nothing else. And then this one from Make Beauty. This is the one I've been using the most on my upper lash line for the past week, called Emerald, and it is this beautiful, vibrant green shade. It looks good with almost any eyeshadow I put it with, but it really just looks good by itself. It looks good on the top, it looks good on the bottom. These are waterproof and you will not get the playtime out of them like you do the Victoria Beckham. So they are gonna be more for when I just want an actual line on my lid for eyeliner to define my eye precisely versus smoking it out, because you do not have the ability to smoke these out like the Victoria Beckham. Someone asked in that video how they are on the waterline. I don't know. I haven't tried them on the waterline. It has been a very long time since I put an eyeliner on my waterline. But because of how quick they set on my lash line, I can only imagine they would be wonderful for that. And they come in lots of very pretty colors. So definitely one to check out if you're needing something that is truly bulletproof. And the last makeup item that I'm gonna talk about is a blush. And y'all are gonna be so sick to death of me talking about this blush. But it's my newest color added to my collection in my RMS Redimension Hydro Powder blushes. I am now only one color short of having every color available, but this is Kir Royale, and it's just such a beautiful pink. It's what I have on my skin right now. It is more of like a dusty rose pink. It's a little bit darker. I am gonna swatch it, and I'm gonna swatch it against two of the other pinker blushes in the collection so you can see kind of how they compare. But if you have never seen me talk about these blushes, they're just my perfect blush. They're a baked gelée formula, so they have a little bit of a sheen to them without having a shimmer or glitter at all. They are so beautiful on the skin. If you're someone who does not like a powder blush, I still recommend trying these out. In fact, there's quite a few comments across my videos where I mention this blush where people are like, I am not a powder person. I only use cream, but I decided to try this because you won't shut up about it. And I love it. It's just, there's something very special about the formula, and this is a beautiful color. Now I will compare it to French Rosé, which is definitely a lighter pink and a little bit more cool tone. And then the other one is Bermuda Rose, which is more in line with French Rosé, but a little bit brighter and poppier. So those are the three of the pinkest in the collection. There's some other ones that have some pink, maybe rosy undertones, but they also have a lot of warmth to them as well. But these are the three most similar. To me, they are very much different enough to warrant owning all of them. But I did want to show my newest color that I got in January. And again, I think there's only one that I don't have. It's more of like the purplish color. I will likely end up getting it. And then I just have one perfume favorite. I have a lot of perfume favorites, but this is one that I really just kept going back to, and it's one that I've gone through multiple decants of because you couldn't get it in the States for a while. Now that you can, I purchased the full bottle, and it's BDK Vanille Leather. I know I've talked about this a lot. I think I talked about it I think in my favorite discoveries of 2023. Y'all, this is good. To me, the notes are a little deceiving and not what my nose smells. But when I hear other people talk about this, their nose does smell it. In fact, there's tuberose, jasmine, and orange blossom in this. I am a tuberose lover, and I don't get much tuberose out of this. There's a couple of other people I've heard say that that's the main thing they get out of this. So if you're someone who really can't stand tuberose, I still would get a sample of this just to make sure. It also has violet, pink pepper, vanilla, orris, leather, benzoin, oak, and patchouli. I mostly get from the get-go those base heavier notes. I get the orris root, which is a little powdery, but it's like an earthy powdery. It's not a baby powder. I get the leather, but I get it more in a suede aspect, so it's definitely softer than leather. There's some vanilla. I've heard people say it's mainly vanilla. Again, I don't get that, but to me, it's very well blended, and I've said it 1,800 times, but if you know what Queer Beluga by Guerlain smells like, and you know what Black Tie by Celine smells like, if they got together and had a baby, this is what it would be to me. And Queer Beluga is still one of my favorites. It is my favorite Guerlain. Love it so much. I don't have a full bottle. I've gone through multiple decants. It's very, very expensive. Black Tie is also expensive. Not as expensive, but it lasts nothing on me. I'm talking 30 minutes to an hour, and I cannot smell it. So this is like the perfect in-between because it lasts a long time on me. It smells very similar. It's just got that beautiful, cozy, powdery vanilla suede scent. Oh, it's good. So good. It's what I have on today, and it's what I've been reaching for the most. So that's it. Those are my current favorites. And again, I could have added a lot more skincare, but I will put that in a separate video for time's sake and because some people just might not care that much about skincare. Let me know what your favorites have been lately down in the comment section. I will have everything listed and linked in the description box. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.